Well, talk about wasting time and feeling inferior. The the front tire went flat. I don't know why, but I have to do laundry, or there'll just be a big pile of dirty clothes. So I'm walking, and the walk is like, I don't know, it's long. You can see all these cars passing by. Really makes me feel like somebody that's inferior, or somebody that has some sort of issues. And I do. Everybody has issues and problems. That's part of life. I guess I'm mature enough in my development where I'm not scared to talk about my issues and problems openly. I've had psychiatrists and psychologists. They're almost in denial in the sense of talking and discussing about problems, regular issues that you will face in life, and not only regular issues of, let's talk about being a male, other issues as far as, minority issues and veterans issues, minority veterans issues. I've been called names, I've been laughed at, I've been made fun of, and some days when things like this happen, I feel like I'm exerting myself, to the point of, I'm walking, pushing a bike with my dirty laundry on the back, and I'm feeling like a social stigma or socially unconfident because I feel inferior, because people that are driving in vehicles are driving fast and they're making fun of me. There's nothing wrong, at least here legally, and I feel there's an oppressive act to oppress me and discriminate against me. I went to Facebook Marketplace and I questioned some of these ads that I'm finding. I was questioned about a vehicle I purchased prior to the coronavirus, and I was having issues within some governments that they weren't letting me get things that everybody else was taking for granted, despite the fact that I was an excellent driver and drove across the United States multiple times without issues and problems. And I found intercompany, interagency, interdepartment conflict and external department agency and company conflicts, and that was one of the main issues that I felt was oppression and oppressiveness to this sort of thing. One major issue was criminality and allegations and charges that weren't true, but they kept pressing, and they kept forcing these issues that weren't true, and it took large amounts of my time and chunks of my life, as well as time. And I developed trauma, and now it's like I don't have anybody to talk to about it. I try to discuss these deep minority-related issues with some people, somebody, and they kind of stay away from it, or they're not particularly fond of the topics, so they don't want to discuss them with me. And these are real issues that need to be confronted. It's not just white, black, and even brown. There's other issues there and topics there that need to be examined, so the type of oppression and discrimination doesn't happen again. The issue is neglect with those topics, and then the same problem happens again and again and again because they're being neglectful about events. They're in denial about events, and they weren't there, so they can't prove it, but they continually say, and this is what hurts me, they call me names, they call all this stuff, they write fake web pages, they do all this stuff, they overprice things, and it hurts my feelings. Why does it hurt my feelings? It hurts my feelings because it's something that I fought for this country, quote unquote. I went to the war, and we were genuine and sincere, and we had sincere qualities about, muzzle awareness. Let's talk about muzzle awareness, and in relationship, having physical and verbal discipline in that regard. When I came back here, people stereotyped me, and they said, well, you're a veteran, you went to the war, you're violent. And let's talk about this. War, veteran, violence. Well, then they see me, and they see my cultural heritage, and they use that to as a means to profile me. And I travel a lot because that was one way to get away from discrimination and get away from, false documents and legal jargon. But there's this thing. And the thing is, you can't just travel when they're saying it. There's people that have responsibilities. They have families, they have homes, and they have to take care of these things. Because if they don't, they can't just leave. Well, there's other people that don't have those responsibilities. They don't have a home. They don't have a family, per se. They don't have the only job they had, they were forced to lose. They don't, and that now I feel like they're using me as a tool, as a donkey to profile me, and it hurts my feelings because they drive in cars. These things like this happen to me where my tire gets flat and it hurts my feelings. And the thing is, this has happened before, and these people have serious issues themselves, so they're not able to do some of the things I can do. They can't walk that far, they can't run as far, they can't do a lot of the things that I can do. But in retaliation, their coping strategy to it was to call me names and say things that weren't true, and then my retaliation to their oppressiveness, my retaliation to their topic was a negative coping strategy that I learned. And I didn't want to be me. I didn't want to be me, and I didn't want to have my name, and I felt like I was ashamed of everything that I went through. I was ashamed to go to that war. I was ashamed of everything that I ever did in my life. I had guilt on my heart, even though it wasn't true and I shouldn't have had that guilt and shame. I had guilt and shame on my heart, and no one was there to help me. No one was there to tell me certain things and how to cope and deal with this and have that attitude towards me. No one was there, and that hurt my feelings. I get asked inappropriate questions all day long, and it bugs me. Why does it bug me? Because the questions they ask are stupid, and people are naive. They don't want the real answer. Because if you give them the real answer, immediately they walk away from it, or they don't want to discuss it or examine it, or because it's that bad. It's that disgusting. It's that mean. And it's that upsetting that they can't handle it. The issue is that the reason being that I bring it up is because of a multicultural issue and things that I feel towards Islam and unfortunately Islam, Middle Eastern, Pakistani, Afghani, and stereotypes of that nature. And people have made me the target, and they have came after me. They came after my mother. They came after my stepfather, and they're in denial about it. Many people are in denial about it. They think that it's better for me to walk around. They can't walk. They have issues walking. And if that's a disability, yeah, I commend them for that. You know, I respect them for that. I never would knock on anybody for their disability. But what I don't like and what I don't understand is the behavior that goes along with nasty comments, radio frequencies that they don't discuss, but you learn about them when you're in special operations, and the influence it has on people that are encouraged to have substance abuse issues. When I say substance abuse issues, that in my life and lower economic populations they're encouraged to have substance abuse issues. And whether this abuse issues are, whether they are prescription medication, that is definitely part of it. So locking up my bike. Walking in the store and they're going to say, well, you don't have it. Why wouldn't I be angry? Why wouldn't I be... Why wouldn't I be angry? Why wouldn't I be disappointed? Because what they encouraged and what happened really destroyed some of my life. It separated my whole family. It separated my whole family, or the family that I thought I had. And now I lost my job. It was a good job. Just like I could walk there and push a bike and run 10 miles and do 20 dead hang pull-ups without stopping. It was a job that I could only do, and other people had issues with it. Next up. Oh yeah, The Weeknd has been named the world's most popular artist by the Guinness Book of World Records. He set the Guinness World Record